Hi, welcome to Learning Monkey. I am Vikram. In this class, we'll try to understand defining, calling, and return statement of a function. In our previous class, we have clearly understood the basic concept of function, means what is a function and how the function is helpful. Those concepts has been clearly explained in our previous video. If you haven't watched that video, please watch that video and come back here. And every video in our channel is going to be a part of entire course or a playlist. Our suggestion is to follow the entire course so that you can have better understanding of the concepts, and the link for the playlist is provided in the description below. Now coming to this class, we'll try to understand how to define, how to call a function, and what is the return statement that is used in a function. That we will try to understand. First, how to define a function. So this is how a user can define a function. So the important points of defining a function is, so whenever we are defining a function, the very important points that we need to understand is, this is a return data type. What it means is, after completing the execution of the function, what kind of value the function is returning. So what is the use of a function? We are going to do some functionality, means some calculations will be done, and that entire job of the function is to produce a value, right? So it is going to, a small functionality is done by a specific function, and the job of that function is to produce a value, and that value that is produced has to be returned. So the value that is produced has to be returned, and what type of value that is being returned, it is mentioned here. So whenever we are defining a function, whenever we are writing the function, the functionality of the function, we have to first state what is the return type of the function. So the objective of the function is to do a functionality, means it is going to return a value. So that value that needs to be returned has to be mentioned. So here we have mentioned it as int, means the entire job of this function is going to return an integer, is going to generate an integer, and that generated integer has to be returned. Okay, and the next is name of the function. This is what identifier. Name of the function is also an identifier. So here it is sum. The rules of the identifiers, which we have already discussed, will also be applied for the names of the functions also. And after that, open and closed parentheses. So within this we are going to have parameters. So what those parameters are, these are the values that are passed from the calling function. So these are what we call it as parameters. So how those parameters are to be defined? Is, we have to specify the data type and the variable name of the variable, data type and name of the variable. For example, if we have 10 parameters, all those 10 parameters has to be defined in the same way. Even though we are having two variables of same data type, we have to specify the data type for each and every variable. So what are these parameters? In a bit we will try to understand. Okay, so a defined function, it may have parameters. So what these parameters, in a bit we will try to understand. Okay, and the rule that needs to be followed is, the parameters are to be defined with the data types. So x is a parameter which is of type integer, y is a variable which is of type integer. So that definition has to be mentioned. Okay, so now within this, so this is the body of the function. The body of the function is going to start with a open flower brace, and it is going to end with a closed flower braces. So within this, we need to give all the statements. The functionality of the state of the function has to be provided within these braces. This is what we call it as a body of a function. So this is how we are going to define a function. So in the body, what we are having, these are the variables. These are the variables which are specific to this function. So these variables are specific to this function. Within the body of the function, we have declarations. So this is declaration part, as we have in the main function declaration part, and after that statements. The statements, at last we are going to have return statement. So what is a return statement in a function? Return statement is the value that this function is returning. This statement is going to, so the job of this return function is, return statement is, so whenever we execute return z, means what happens here, z is equal to x plus y, the value, the sum of x plus y. Okay, so this value will get returned. As of now, think that this value will get returned. So before that, so we will try to understand what is meant by a calling function. We have said that this is how the functions can be defined, and what is meant by a calling function. Calling function is a function which calls the function that has already been defined. Okay, here the name of the function is sum, how to call a function, and these are what we call it as arguments of the functions. So what it means is, so what is the value of a and b in this function? In this main function, the values of a and b are 10 and 20. The values of a and b are 10 and 20. So these values 10 and 20 will whenever this function call is made, these arguments will get assigned to these parameter values. So what happens is, this value 10 will get assigned to x, and this value 20 will get assigned to y, because the main, we are trying to do some functionality, and what arguments do we need to do that functionality? That has to be specified, right? So those are what we call it as arguments, and these are the parameters which are accepting those arguments. Okay, so these it is just like int x is equal to 10. Okay, this is same as that of this statement. Okay, but we haven't used the assignment statement. Whenever the function call is made, the values of 10, the value 10 and 20 will get assigned to x and y. Okay, so now x is equal to 10 and y is equal to 20. So within this function, the value of x is equal to 10 and the value of y is equal to 20. Now what we are going to do, int z, we have declared within this function, we have declared a variable called z, and that z value is x plus y. So what is the sum of x plus 10 plus 20? It is 30. Now this 30 value will get assigned to z, and here we are going to return this z value. So what is this return value? Here the return type is integer. So e is 30, value of z is 30. Is 30 an integer? Yes, and those integer has to be returned to the function where it has been called. So job has been done. The function's objective is to simplify the programming practice, okay, in order to avoid the duplicates. So the job has been done, and now this value has to be returned. So this value will get returned, and the return statement, so the output of this function is 30, and that 30 will get assigned to variable c. Okay, so this point is very important to understand. Please pause for a while and think about this point and get this point. Okay, so now we are going to print the value of C. What is the value of C? 30 will get printed, and after that, so this is how the programs are getting executed. It will get executed sequentially. We have discussed in our first video we have said that C is a sequential executable programming language. So what it means is it will execute line by line. So after, whenever we call this, it will go there, execute there, and again it will come back and this statement will get executed. After that this statement, after that this statement, again a function call is made. Now here what are the values of A and B? It is 30 and 40. So here the arguments values are 30 and 40. Okay, so this is the one of the best feature of C programming language. Okay, so using this program feature, we can write the programs in an efficient way instead of writing all these programs. So again, writing this program here, we can simplify those concepts. That simplification can be obtained by using functions. So again 30, 40, again now again the function call is made. So now the values of x and y are 30 and 40. Again z value of z is now 30 plus 40, which is 70, and we are going to return this 70. Where this 70 will be returned? It will be returned to this function, because this is the function which has called it. This is where the function has been called. Now this value will get assigned to C and that will get printed. So here return 0. So what this return 0? So far we have written so many programs and we never discussed about this concept. This is the time where we need to understand what this return 0 is. Here the int is of type, here the main function is of type integer. Main function is of type integer. As we are exiting the program, we have to return the main function type. The main function type, it is a good practice to assign it as an integer, and now we are going to return an integer with value 0. So this value will get returned and the program will get exited. So the execution of the program will get completed. Okay, so now one more concept. So this same program can be written in a different way, because the concept that we have to understand is, here there is no need to store the value, return value. There is no need for this return value to be stored in a variable. As we are using this in the printf, there is no need to store, there is no need to remember that return value. Okay, here also there is no need to remember that return value. So this same program can be written in a more simpler way. Let's try to understand that also. So how that can be, the same program can be written as our program does not demand the values to be remembered. So there is no need for us to remember the return values. We can give them directly in the printf function. So the printf function, within the printf function we can use it. So the return value, first 10 plus 20, 30, will be written directly here. What it is going to return? 30 it is going to return, and this 30 will get printed, will be assigned to %d, and it will get directly printed. So there we are having 10 to 15 lines, 10 lines are there, but we have compressed it. There is no use of variable C also. Okay, if we need that values to be remembered, if you want to use that value somewhere else in the program, then there is a need to create a variable and store that value into that variable. But in our program there is no need, as we are just printing the value, so there is no need to store that value. We have avoided the concept of variable C. Okay, just directly we can give the function call within the printf. So the concept that you have to understand is the functions can be used directly within the printf function also. Okay, so wherever the function is called, there the return value will be passed on. Okay, so this is all about defining a function, calling a function, and the return statement used in a function. Hope you got the clarity on this concept. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel and press bell icon for the latest updates. And if you have any doubts regarding this concept, please post your doubt in the comment section below. And if you feel that this video is helpful to you, please give us a like symbol and please share this video with your friends so that they will also get benefited. Thanks for watching.